Well, it's dark in here. We are live in beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire. San Bernardino County and Riverside County make up the Inland Empire, about 70 miles east of Los Angeles. I'm home from the hospital. Got all kinds of x-rays and uh, they say nothing's broken, but I do have arthritis and I pulled a muscle, the gluteus maximus, the muscle that you sit on is owie, but there's no broken bones, so I don't have to worry and be afraid of, really having a problem. If I had a broken bone or a cracked bone or a chipped bone, doing normal daily activities might make things worse, but that is not a problem. But the darn thing is taken forever to heal. They did prescribe a muscle relaxant and lidocaine patches for pain and ibuprofen. Hi, Juanita. Welcome in. Oh, you're number one. YouTube is doing this ranking of people who are in chat. You're the first one in, so you get a number one for posting the most in the chat. I'm sleepy, so I really can't stay long. But I thought I should let everyone know I'm okay. It's it hurts, but I'm getting around a little better. I have to be careful. Muscle relaxants are not to you have to take them seriously. Well, you can't drink alcohol. That's not a problem for me. I don't drink. I think the last time I had an alcoholic beverage was before COVID. So that's at least 5 years ago. And of course, they always tell me to stop smoking. Ain't gonna happen. For one thing, cigarettes do provide some pain relief. Basically, I've been just drinking Alka-Seltzer for the pain of all the various NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. I tolerate aspirin the best, and Alka-Seltzer is liquid aspirin. Your nickname is Juan or Juani? I did not fall. That's a strange thing. It's been 11 days. I picked up my clothes hamper to move it, and I didn't think it was that heavy, but apparently I pulled a muscle. when I lifted it, there was just a tiny little bit of pain then, and it went away after a couple hours. But the next day I was in agony. It hurt so bad I couldn't get out of bed. I figured out a way to get out without falling down because of my leg being hurt. It just didn't want to take any weight on it. Anyway, I'm good. It still hurts, but not as bad. Yeah, Juan. Oh, but J is Hota. It sounds like H. Juan. At least it used to. I guess now it's just Juan. Okay. Juanita. The H in Spanish is silent, but the J is Jota. Huh. Juanita. But I'll go with I'll pronounce your name the way you like, Juanita. Okay, it's John and Jane or John and Joan in English. I used to teach English and I would write all these names for John in different languages and ask the class, what do these words have in common? And they didn't know. You know, there's John and Juan and Jean in French, and there's Jack, a nickname for John. Oh, I'm right, but American? Okay. Let's see. There's all these different names for John. What was it in Russian? And why can't I remember? Oh, Ivan, or as Americans pronounce it, Ivan. Um, man, Jacob and John are actually originally the same name. And, well, there's a German song. Well, yeah, it's a German song about that guy with a long name, J. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Okay. Well, my high school Spanish teacher who grew up in Mexico pronounced the Jota. She'd say Juan. And yeah, most Americans just make it W. But I learned at age 12 to pronounce it Juan. Mrs. Morse was an amazing teacher. And Spanish was pretty easy for me to learn, though I've forgotten most of the vocabulary. I know a few words like buenos dias or, well, it used to be longer, but now I've found that most people just say "Qué tal?" How are you doing? Instead of ¿Cómo está usted? Or ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? I think it's really something like what's happening. Oh. Okay, you've been fighting for bronchitis. So your mother's side of the family just calls you Juanita? Yeah. No, I don't know. In French, John or Jean is actually spelled. Americans will do this. It's spelled like Jean, Jean, but it's John. And Jean is actually a Jean with a J is a variant of John, but we also have another name, Gene, that's Gene, and I don't think that means John. I think it's a different name. I'm trying to remember. I used to have a list of at least 12 different variations of John. My favorite is Ivan, or correctly pronounced Ivan. Just don't remember them all. Oh well. It's okay, I'm sleepy. I probably have notes somewhere. Oh, they pronounce it like me? And with the Q, oh dear, Q sound and roll of the tongue? Q sound? Juanita? Oh, it's hard for me to roll my tongue. I can't, it's really hard for me to trill the R like, what's a word with R in it? Well, R, the letter R. I'm getting better at it, but I'm slightly tongue-tied. And a word like dog, perro. I can't do the double R all at once. I have to stop. And if you just say perro, that doesn't mean dog. It's but or however. Juanita. Wow. Maybe your mother's side of your family is more Spanish, not Mexican. There are differences. The Spanish of Spain has a tendency to use a TH, going all the way back to one of the kings of Spain, one of the Habsburg kings. I forget which one. Back when Spain had kings. And the king couldn't pronounce the letter S. It always came out TH. So everybody started pronouncing it that way. He had a lisp. Well, hi, Deacon. Welcome in. Good evening, good morning, whatever. Oh, you're Italian and Indian with a bit of Pennsylvania Dutch. Well, that would explain a lot. If you're Italian, I get totally confused by the Italian language. There are words that sound just like Spanish, but they mean something completely different. I'm actually a little bit Dutch. My grandmother was Van Brunt, descended from the Long Island Dutch. Unfortunately, she was not one of the wealthy ones, but one of her cousins left her $5,000 in her will in 1970, when $5,000 was a lot of money. And they didn't really know each other, but My grandmother was on the list of people to leave something to because they were Long Island Dutch. The Pennsylvania Dutch were really German, though. Their word for German is Deutsch, so stupid Americans thought they were Dutch. My husband, Philip K. Dick, his father grew up in Pennsylvania on a farm, but they were not Pennsylvania Dutch. They were Scottish immigrants. Oh, hi, Don B. I'm winding down because I'm so tired, but I don't have any broken bones. They x-rayed me and so forth. Don is Pennsylvania Dutch. You know that's really German. German immigrants. We had plenty of immigrants early on in the history of this country, the United States. Tons of Irish, by the way, because of the famine in Ireland that was caused, I guess, mostly by the potato blight, because the Irish people were living on potatoes and not much else. They didn't eat beef because they needed a cow to give them milk. And most of the beef that was raised in Ireland was exported to London. Anyway, so like the English in London had a lot to do with the famine in Ireland. If they didn't have to depend on potatoes, but only the wealthy English lords who had taken over Ireland could afford to eat beef. And a variety of fruits and vegetables that the Irish farmers didn't have access to. Beacons of Celt, thick Mick, and Welsh. Well, I am Scots, Irish, and Welsh, mostly. I have some other things, some Vikings, even a little Eastern European, like Greece and nearby countries near to Greece. And of course, some little tiny dot of Cherokee and a little tiny dot of Black African. One of my direct ancestors was a Black African slave, and so was his mother. But since his daddy was the white slave owner, he got his freedom. Oh, your grandmother's last name was Moser. Okay. Don's Irish at heart. Yeah. Okay. Picture of a mug of beer, and I can't tell what the other things are. Oh, I'm kind of Scottish at heart, but I'll never eat haggis. Ew. People who have tried it say it's disgusting. It's kind of like oatmeal cooked in a pig's stomach. Ew. Yeah, well, the stupid Americans thought Deutsch meant Dutch. The German immigrants, the German word for German is Deutsch. Well, shamrocks are cool, but they're Irish, not Scottish. What am I doing here? Oh, Lord. I did I guess about an hour this morning before Verizon decided to just shut me down. I don't think YouTube's doing it. I think Verizon is doing it. Okay, there's pig gelatin in Jello. All right. I thought they made it from cattle, cows, and steers. You didn't miss a whole lot, Don V. It was mostly me fussing about what's wrong with my leg. I hope nothing's broken. I did mention Phil once, but I forgot what I said about him. Well, gelatin, whether it's Jello or you get some gelatin and make your own mixture, it's very high in protein. Well, apparently I pulled a muscle, the gluteus maximus, the big one, and I have arthritis, so it's ganging up on me just because I picked up my clothes hamper to move it. That's all I did. I didn't fall. I didn't run into anything. Nothing fell on me. I just picked up the clothes hamper because there was a sticky spot where it wouldn't slide across the floor. I didn't think it weighed that much. Oh well. So I've been unable to really maintain the house. I haven't been able to deal with all the clutter because I couldn't lift things. I had to get someone to come over here and take out the kitchen trash. I couldn't even lift the bag out of the wastebasket because of my leg refusing to take the weight. You know, your legs are involved even if you don't do the squat and lift up with your legs. And it just hurt too dang much. I'm doing better now, but man, it's been 11 days. I thought it would be completely healed. It isn't, but it's much better. Oh, thanks for all the thumbs ups and hearts. Dawn is going crazy with emojis. So is Juanita. Good night, Juanita. And good night, all of you. I'm really dragging. It's a little past 8:30 at night here. That's close enough. I can turn on an audiobook and doze off. Let me see. The lighting here is not working for me. There. Okay, thank you for chatting with me and have a great day, night, and so forth. A lot of typos. My fingers moved right, but they were in the wrong position. Catch you all later. See ya.